Hello, welcome back for the second episode of Behind the Teams. We're going to get into this right off the bat.
To start, we have our first member of the team, Tink, aka Tinkerbell, our Mesprit, and it's our offensive dedicated lead. It's got Stealth Rocks, which we took from Vesuvius. It just felt like it'd be better on our lead. Ice Beam with the Life Orb to do massive damage against all their ground leads like Sand Slash that try and get rocks on us, since we clearly don't have a spinner or defog user. Psychic just for strong stab damage, and U-Turn either for offensive momentum or just to get out of there if they have something that we don't want to deal with. So the EVs are just standard. They're just timid. It's offensive because we want to do damage and be fast, get those U-turns off and psychic. And not very innovative, but I mean, it worked well. And so, we're going to go into M-Turkey, the star of the show, if you want to talk about him, Zathirin.
Yeah, M-Turkey is pretty crazy. He's going to be rocking Choice Scarf, and that's going to pretty much allow you to outspeed pretty much everything in the tier.
That's exactly why we don't have full speed investment, because we can outspeed Typhlosions, Magmortars, Sawks, even though they might be banded now. I'm not sure what the standard sets are. But anything that's Scarfed, we can outspeed it, as long as they're not another Scarfed Archeops. But we're not afraid of that.
Well, the good news about that is a lot of Scarf users are pretty prone to taking a Stone Edge.
Oh no, they do not like that at all, so let's look at those moves.
Well, we got Aerial Ace is just a really nice flying type stab move that's going to pretty much shut down a lot of, Pokemon, particularly Sawk. Earthquake is just there as just a really powerful attack as well. Going to pretty much be able to break through a lot of steel types, a lot of, fire types, pretty much everything. Stone Edge is your stab move. This is going to be a hit or miss. This is pretty much what is either going to get M-Turkey killed or your opponent killed.
Yeah, but if you make that hit, something is going to die. They cannot take that Stone Edge.
And then U-Turn is just for switching out if you have to. I didn't really find it particularly that useful.
No, it didn't happen that much, because usually you want to kill whatever. You switch him in after something dies, mostly so you can get a revenge kill or just damage something so much. But, I mean, it's a good thing to have. You want that ability.
But really, U-Turn's mostly there. Because you're going to be Scarfed, it's mostly there if you lead with M-Turkey. But, it's just there.
Yeah,
so the EVs for this set was really interesting. Dragbaz, you really worked on this one for a while.
Oh, yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, what works with the Scarf and Jolly? And I decided we don't need full speed investment for the reasons I mentioned before, other Scarfers. So what we did instead was we put 80 health investment in to try and deal with, well, 1, rocks, and then 2, just to take more hits, especially from normal moves like Quick Attack, as I think a Zangoose was unable to knock us down. And it works out perfectly. 80 brings you up to 311, so I love this. This is the most original EV set we've made yet.
I love the speed investment.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. Just weird.
It's just enough to outspeed a Scarf Typhlosion.
Yeah, let's get into Moria, because that's my favorite guy on the team.
Moria put in a lot of work during the session.
This is my physical Sceptile set. It still has the Life Orb because, you want that extra damage on all your moves. And it's just 4 physical attack moves. X-Scissor for just hitting grass guys that try to switch in. Leaf Blade for that strong physical stab,
You're also going to get the nice crit rate.
Oh, yeah, that crit rate, too. Do we get crits? I don't think we get crits with that.
I think we got a few.
We got Rock Slide, which is great for switching in on Vivillons, taking that Sleep Powder, and then just hitting them with the Rock Slide.
Just completely shuts them down. It's very unexpected.
Yeah, everyone thinks you're going to be specially offensive, and you're not. No one runs physical Sceptile.
It's also just very good for taking out flying types in general.
Yeah, it's great, especially since you can still outspeed because of the massive speed stat on this Pokemon. Then Earthquake is just there to even it out, can take fire guys out, even though you have Rock Slide. And it's just, it just finishes it nicely.
Overall, just very good coverage.
And so the only thing we really changed in the EVs was, of course, making it physical, and it's Adamant instead of Jolly, because it already has enough speed, and since we're using its lower attack stat, we need it to be strong. We need to get those Okos.
Well, he pretty much outspeeds anything that isn't Scarfed for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need the extra speed. The damage is what's most important, so, man, love this set so much. Let's move on to Shio.
Well, pretty much Shio is just a standard Sawk set. Only difference is ours is carrying Assault Vest.
Yeah, and I don't know if they all carry Sturdy or Mold Breaker, but we chose Sturdy just in case. I like to be able to survive at least 1 hit just to get another hit of our own off. He was mostly on the team to deal with Cradleys, even though, having 3 guys weak to flying is not exactly a good idea. We debated changing him, but I don't know. He did well enough, and we needed that CC just to break walls.
He's kind of like that wild card, if you will.
The only problem was he still couldn't take special attacks well, even with the Assault Vest. It's kind of disappointing, so
he's really a filler spot.
Yeah, he was filler. We could have easily switched him, but it didn't matter. Let's just move on to Gannett.
I love Gannett. Gannett's amazing.
Gannett was a great switch. So originally we had a Lapras on the team, as you must have seen.
By the name of Laura.
Yeah, we named it Laura because I typed it into Cerebi to try and figure out some moves and some stats and all that stuff. And it autocorrected me to Laura, and I was like, that's the perfect name for a Lapras. We are going for that.
We had to use it.
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, she didn't pan out because...
So, Gannett's pretty interesting, actually. We have Own Tempo because, really, this is not a Rain Dance team. Nothing else can be useful.
Yeah, did we fight a Chatot that tried to hit us with Chatter at some point, too? I feel like we might have.
I don't think we did.
Or is that a different tier? I can't think of it. Regardless, it's great because nothing can confuse us. We can get the heals off. We can get the attacks off. It doesn't matter. They are not stopping this Ludicolo.
Well, this is specially defensive, so it's going to pretty much be your defense core for a lot of situations.
Yeah, it's got great typing, especially with Vesuvius, because they can just come in and absorb water moves so easily. And it's got a especially offensive moveset, aside from Synthesis, that is. But that's because you want to switch it in and just hit everything they want to go into. You got that Scald for stab burns. You got Giga Drain for recovery, even though you have lefties and Synthesis. Like, you don't want this thing to die. And then just Ice Beam. I love having Ice Beam on water, guys.
It's also really great pairing it with Vesuvius because Scald is going to allow you to burn things as well.
Yeah, this team, the only status we're really carrying is Burn, which it's my favorite status, to be honest. Just, decreasing attack as well as just doing damage over time. I love it.
All right, do you want to look at Vesuvius?
I would love to. And Vesuvius is our physical Camerupt. He's just there to wall, just take hits. He can take EQs pretty well, surprisingly, and he's got the dual stab, Earth Power, Lava Plume. We gave him Roar instead of Rocks.
That's gonna be really good for phasing.
Yeah, we had too many people trying to set up on us.
Yeah.
And we moved the Rocks to Tink. It worked better because Tink is fast, Tink can get them off, and we usually sack Tink anyway.
Well, we originally had Energy Ball and Tink, but because we switched Gannett onto the team instead of Laura, we decided, instead of Energy Ball, we'd rather carry Ice Beam.
Yeah, we don't need 3 grass moves, I guess, because 2 of our guys are grass. And so Vesuvius is great. Roar for phasing. Will-O-Wisp, just get those burns off. And, yeah, he's just all around good. Just physical wall. I recommend him if you haven't used him. I love it.
This team I really found was really good because of its really powerful offense, but the defense really supports it.
Yeah, we had good walls. Just the other guys were a little frail, like our offensive guys. They couldn't switch in too well. But overall, great team, fun session. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Highly recommend Moria and M-Turkey.
Oh, yeah, try those out. They're super fun.
Super fun. It's either a hit or a miss.
Well, yeah, literally. But they're just unexpected, and hopefully they'll work for you, too. So, see ya.